Introduce you to Top Banana's country pile, or more a pile in the country really. So this is the fernery or fern garden with huge anemones, nice mortar. In fact, this is another anemone which is covered in moss. Actually, we probably ought to strip that moss off a bit. Nice shady area. Very rarely gets direct sunlight, which is what ferns like. I'll do this in stages, I think, rather than... Well, actually, I maybe... Although now the dogs are starting barking, maybe I'll stop. More anemones, some interesting flints. This is actually a fossilised tree. More ferns. Annoyingly, I bought this one. It's a very unusual shape. I'm hopeful it might come back. It sort of survived the winter. It's got a very nice sort of frilly edged leaf to it, but anyway, it's died. And it isn't the hot which killed it. I think it's the wet winter killed it. Anyway, I was told it was hardy. Lovely, and I forget all the names, but it's obviously clematis. And then our wonderful rose arch, which is new this year, and it's just coming beautifully. And in fact, later in this year, we're going to have a honeysuckle arch going across here too. This is a secret garden here, with Mabel exhibiting here, sir. A couple of chairs, these are Victorian chairs, and then our waterfall, which I probably ought to turn on, and that cascades down into, that's a real clamshell. And there's a hidden reservoir behind, and the dolphin fountain actually is an antique one too, and it's very pleasant. This gets the very last sun of the garden, in the garden of the day. There's a Victorian Gothic, which at this time of year you can hardly see because it's so overgrown, but I don't dislike that. So it's cast iron and put mirror glass in an arched window. This contraption is to stop Molly going up over the roof of the garage, and then we carry on up. Welsh poppy, which is nice, the yellow poppies, and box hedging. Bear in mind, there's nothing here at all bar a very steep slope when I came here. The rose garden, which is well underway. One or two roses haven't flowered yet, and I'm still waiting for the purple rose that comes later in the season. I've had a lot of boxfly larvae, but battling away, getting on top of it, and slowly winning the battle. It's a question of whether I can keep funding the treatment. Behind there, again, slightly covered now, is a bronze Buddha, the sort of Thai version. It's about 4 foot high. Lovely pestle there, stone pestle full of very interesting carbonated limestone balls, which are just naturally formed by the sea. Rambling Rector doing its stuff, really looking its best. It's just come out over the last couple of days. Doesn't last that long, and you can't really deadhead it, but it's a lovely little rose, proper rambling rose. The herb garden, as you see, as country estates go, it's probably fairly manageable, this one. Pair of box balls, those were grown, those, not box, bay balls, those bay trees were grown from cuttings 15, 18 years ago now. And that in the middle there, not the Buddha head, is actually a pomegranate tree. Winter hardy, yet to produce any fruit. The sides are all covered with, apart from alliums and all the rest, are all covered with fruit trees, trellis fruit trees. The pond, which we just touched on a few minutes ago, the wonderful Gunnera, which we've contained now within a brick wall to make sure it doesn't spread any more, but it's lovely sculptural tree, or bush plant. Fantastic, super sexy foxglove. So this is a herb garden, all sorts of herbs in here, including rhubarb, which was picked yesterday. Sunflowers, even some sunflowers which are still babies, and won't be long before we have the bought beans. Small lawn area, cornflowers and various other flowers are coming up through here. more box hedging, which probably with hindsight I should probably not have accepted from my builder as a gift, and it came in I think with a lot of box blight, or more, not box blight but box fly larva I think, which caused me nothing but trouble. A year ago this hedge was virtually a skeleton, and got it back by diligently treating when it needs to. There's still a bit here which has been treated and will give another treatment soon. New fencing which has just gone in. These were all planted. This was planted by me. Came from the previous house as just a cutting, and now is a great big lollipop tree that's just planted there for some screening. And a very nice tree. Every year we try and cut that into a ball. And again, I think this came from Mr. Aldi's, and look at it now. It's a proper lovely tree, and because it makes such a shady area here, I've actually put this to gravel now, which every now and then I think about putting in a plant or something in the middle. This is a more extensive fruit garden, and in fact in there are this one here, this is garlic, and I actually probably ought to need to harvest those. Then on to the greenhouse, topiary girl, which I've been putting in. It's been growing over the years. It's come out of the box. Bear in mind that all this box hedging was put in by us. Tomatoes, had a lot of effort with the tomatoes this year. 3 times I've had to plant them, they've come to nothing. And then the veg garden. Potatoes are planted in succession. These are some of the older ones, some little fresh ones there. This one here, you may see the leaf just coming through, but I'll just heat that up a bit. The wonderful Swiss chard just gives and gives and gives. More sequential planting of broad beans, because so don't get them all come in once. And again, I've sequentially planted the lettuces, and I've got about 4 or 5 different types here. And at this stage in the day, yes, they do probably need some watering, but it's not quite then. It's not the time of day when it's in the sun. And I forget. I don't think that's spinach. I can't. I always put a 9 on it. I've got all these labels, but I don't think that is spinach. These are broad beans, but actually the birds dug them all up. Various types of lettuce, which I shall be eating tonight. These are beetroot. There are various carrots planted as well, 3 or 4 different types of carrots. And the big fruit cage, that's full of soft fruit. In fact, I can just see the first raspberries coming, and the gooseberries are almost ready to pick. And then last but not least, another fruit cage. This is all black currants in here. Mr. Owl lurking, proving that not every figure in the garden has to be a Buddha. And up here, if you're not careful, you might see Buddha in the mirror, so I'm going to be careful, is the outside garden bath. And this is the other area of the garden which gets the very last sun in the garden. And I shall be having a restorative cooling bath in there in a minute. And it does have hot and cold water too. And more beans are planted, haven't come up yet. I've got some direct sown and some in the greenhouse. And I don't do so well with runner beans here. I don't know why. I think we've got the soil's too loose, but anyway, we persevere. And the verbena there doing its stuff, lovely colour. And once established, it just grows and grows and grows. Anyway, all the best. And yes, my fruit cage does need weeding. I shall get on with that soon, promise, sir.